Hey, welcome back to another quick episode of the Military Money Manual podcast. We've been going through 10 steps from my book, The Military Money Manual. And this is essentially, if you don't have time to read or you don't have time to listen to anything else, if you just do these 10 steps, you are going to be in such a solid financial position. The world's going to be your oyster. You can achieve financial independence rapidly. You can be debt-free soon enough. You can take care of all the people and things that you need to take care of. So far on this series, we've talked about starting a monthly 5% contribution to your military Roth thrift savings plan, the TSP. You can do this on mypay.dfast.mil. Then you're going to go to step number 2, tsp.gov. Make sure that your current money and your future allocations are being invested the way that you want them to be, probably in a life cycle fund. Last week, we talked about saving $1,000 for an emergency fund. And now we're talking about budgeting a realistic amount for rent, food, transportation, and other expenses. Jamie, I found the easiest way to do this nowadays is with an app. I used to recommend mint.com, rest in peace, but now I'm using Monarch Money. It costs $100 a year, so it's not free. Any other resources out there that you like to use?
Yeah, I like using YNAB, which is also not free. I think it's $109 a year now. It may not be something that's perfect for your situation right now, but a simple Google Sheet or an Excel document will work fine, especially if you're starting out. But I don't want you to be turned off too much by the word budget. It's simply a plan. We just want you to know, here's how much money I have coming in each month, and here's what I need to spend on the key things: rent, food, transportation, and other key expenses. And if you're behind and you feel stressed about money, I really like the way Dave Ramsey says it is the 4 walls that you have to get first. It's food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. So you need those basics covered. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're behind, really focus on those numbers. And then you can look at the other expenses and things that are extra. But if you're behind on your rent, you're behind on your power bill, you're behind on your water, we really need you to fix those things right now so you have a safe and comfortable place for your family and you're able to focus on the mission and focus on work when you're there.
Notice that Jamie didn't say the newest iPhone, a new car. Those things are not part of the 4 walls. You need to focus on setting up a realistic base. And the nice thing is in the military, there should be almost 0 situations in which food, housing, utilities becomes an issue. If you're living in the dorms, all that's taken care of, minus the food, but you have access to a DFAC. If you are lucky enough to have a family, you get basic allowance for housing, or you're living on the base. So all of that should be taken care. A lot of that should be taken care of. And you should have plenty of opportunity to make the rest of your money go a lot further. I think, Jamie, the biggest trap that people fall into here is they buy too much car. And I think that's true at like every rank. But yeah, this step number 4, we want to budget a realistic amount for rent, food, transportation, other expenses, and then track it in some way. It could be an Excel document, it could be on a piece of paper, but you just want to know where your money is going so that you can ensure that your spending is aligned with your values and that you are being efficient with your money. If you're spending $20 every day on lunch and you know that you don't enjoy it that much, like it's not providing you $20 worth of value, that you'd be happy to make a $10 lunch at home and bring it to work, then do that.
Yeah, and you might see everything from like DoorDash getting hundreds of dollars of your budget a month, or Uber Eats kind of stuff. And you're like, oh, is that really where we should be spending our money right now? And I just want to throw out one more quick tip is use cash for a little bit if you're unsure. And if your discretionary expenses are, say, $200 or $300 a month, take that amount out of the bank for each paycheck and then use that. We used to do for a while an accordion file, but like a small one that could fit in like a woman's purse or something. And we would put a note card with each category. So I, start with $100 of eating out and then, minus 18 here, minus 20 here, minus 10 here. And then you could see where the cash was going. It's a little bit inconvenient to have to go get cash from the bank and split up the bills and whatnot, but it really helps you track it and understand where your money's going if you use cash. So consider that tip, especially if you're feeling a little bit concerned or behind about money. Don't solve your money problems or your spending problems with credit cards. That's not what we are about here, as much as we do love them. In the right time, the right place for the right family, the right situation, they're a great benefit, but they're not good for covering overspending or over expenses. And we get it. Groceries are expensive. Cars are expensive. You need something, but it does need to be reasonable.
And if you want to deep dive into this topic, episode number 48 on the podcast, we talked about 4 ways to budget a military paycheck. So go check it out. And thanks for listening.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Military Money Manual podcast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. This helps others find the show, and we really appreciate it. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
The views and opinions presented here are those of the speakers and do not necessarily represent the views of the DoD or its components. Reference to any commercial products or services does not constitute DoD endorsement of those products or services.